Once upon a time, in a valley of golden fields and flowing rivers, lived a young woman named Elina. She was 27 years old, known throughout her village for her weaving skills. Traders from nearby towns admired her fabrics. The colors were bright, the threads strong, and the patterns exquisite. Yet, despite her talent and recognition, Elina felt a deep restlessness inside. Each night, after a long day of work, she would lie awake and whisper to herself, "Why do I feel empty when my hands are full of work and possessions? Why does my heart feel so heavy?" Elina's parents had died when she was a child, leaving her in the care of her uncle. He raised her with one guiding principle: happiness comes from having more wealth, more recognition, more possessions. So Elina spent her days tirelessly working, buying jewelry, decorating her home, and collecting the finest fabrics. Yet every time she gained something new, the joy would quickly fade, leaving her heart hollow. Something essential was missing, and she couldn't understand what. One evening, on her way home from the market, Elina noticed an old man sitting quietly near the temple. His robes were simple, his posture calm, and his eyes radiated wisdom. He smiled at the setting sun, as if he understood life's deepest secrets. Elina was puzzled. How can someone so simple appear so peaceful, while I, with so much, feel so empty? That night, she couldn't sleep. The image of the sage's serene smile lingered in her mind, like a question demanding an answer. The next morning, she asked the villagers about him. They told her he was a wise sage who had left the city, wealth, and comforts to live simply, and to teach people the art of peace. Elina's heart leapt. If he knows the secret to peace, perhaps he can guide me too. Carrying a small basket of food, Elina approached the sage by the banyan tree. Bowing respectfully, she said, "Wise one, I have money, work, and possessions, yet my heart feels empty. Please teach me peace." The sage looked at her with gentle eyes. "Child," he asked, "what do you hold in your hands right now?" Elina lifted her basket. "Food, for you." The sage smiled. "When your hands are full, they cannot hold anything more. In the same way, when your heart is full of desires and fears, it cannot hold peace. Come to me tomorrow." With empty hands, Elina was puzzled, but something in his calm voice made her trust him. She agreed. At sunrise, Elina returned with empty hands. The sage handed her a clay pot and asked her to fill it with water from the nearby river. Carefully, she balanced it, ensuring none spilled. But when she returned, the sage gently poked a hole in the pot's bottom. Slowly, the water leaked until the pot was empty. Elina gasped, "Why did you waste my effort?" The sage's voice was calm. "This pot is like your heart. You fill it with wealth and possessions, but because of desire, everything leaks out. That is why you feel empty." He led her to the flowing river and asked her to wash her hands. "Look at the river," he said. "It never keeps water for itself. It flows, giving life to fields, villages, and forests. Because it shares, it never runs dry. Peace comes not by holding, but by giving." Elina listened, her heart stirring with understanding. The sage advised, "If you wish to fill your heart, start by emptying your hands. Give without expecting anything in return. Give freely, and your heart will grow." At first, Elina hesitated. She had always feared losing what she had worked for. But slowly, she began to practice what the sage taught. She gave food to hungry children, shared her fabrics at lower prices, and donated old blankets to widows. Every time she gave, a warm glow spread through her chest. The restlessness that had haunted her for years began to fade. Strangely, her business did not suffer. More people came to buy her fabrics, not just for their beauty, but for the kindness of their maker. Elina realized that when she opened her hands, life opened doors for her in ways she had never imagined months past. Visiting the sage regularly, she shared her experiences. One day she asked, "I used to feel poor even with full hands. Now, even when I own less, my heart feels richer than ever." Why? The sage smiled. Because life's greatest treasure is not in what you hold, but in what you give. Empty hands can build homes, heal wounds, and bring hope. When the heart is full, you have discovered the secret. Love and compassion are far more valuable than gold. He placed his hand on her shoulder. Go, teach others. Show the world that it is not possessions that make a person rich, but the love and generosity they carry in their heart. Elina returned to her village as a changed person. She still wove fabrics, but much of her earnings now went to educating poor children, supporting widows, and caring for the sick. Villagers noticed a new light in her eyes. Elina's hands may be empty, but her heart is richer than gold, they whispered. Her story spread beyond the village, drawing visitors who wanted to meet the woman who had found true happiness. People came not only to buy her fabrics, but to listen to her wisdom. She would tell them, an empty hand is not a sign of weakness. It is space for giving. When you stop holding tightly to what slips away, you create room for what lasts forever. Peace, joy, and love cannot be held. They must be shared. Her words inspired many. Children grew up learning kindness from her example. Families lived with dignity, and the village became known as a place of generosity and compassion. Moral of the story: we spend our lives chasing things to fill our hands, money, possessions, power. But like water in a broken pot, these things eventually leak away. True peace is found not in what we hold, but in what we give. Empty hands can do miracles when the heart is full. Whenever you feel restless, incomplete, or heavy-hearted, remember Elina's lesson. Open your hands. Share what you have. Let love flow freely, like a river giving life to everything it touches. That is how you discover life's greatest treasure, a heart overflowing with joy, peace, and purpose. If you enjoyed this story, like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales. Remember, empty hands can build the richest life when the heart is full.